Tiny Glade was a game I had high expectations for, but it still managed to exceed them in every way. Welcome to my cozy corner of the internet. Today we're diving into one of the most anticipated cozy games of 2024, Tiny Glade. Developed by Poundslide, Tiny Glade focuses on creativity and relaxation, giving players the opportunity to build and explore without any stress, deadlines, or combat. The premise of Tiny Glade is simple. It's a building game, but not in the traditional sense. There are no quests or objectives. The game just purely focuses on creation and experimentation. You can draw paths and structures directly onto the landscape, creating stone walls, arches, towers, and other cozy medieval things. I think the best feature about Tiny Glade is the fluidity of its building system. You can erase and redraw parts of your creation very easily, and so you're never afraid to mess the design up. Everything you do somehow looks aesthetic and beautiful, which makes you want to design more. You're free to build at your own pace, and there's no need to worry about resources or goals. Also, one of the most important things, the controls are easy to use, so it's accessible for gamers of all skill levels. I think my mom would really enjoy this game, for example, so I'll make her try it at one point, even though she has zero gaming experience. The game feels like meditation, especially after a long day of using my brain hard, sitting down and letting my imagination do its thing with absolutely zero thoughts in my mind. Hearing the peaceful soundtrack and the ambient sound effects felt really therapeutic to me. The simplicity of the building mechanics combined with the soft lighting and the serene environment creates a really soothing atmosphere. What makes this game different from other building games is how it encourages creative play. Unlike other building games that impose rules and restrictions, Tiny Glade encourages players to just have fun with their creations. You can build elaborate structures, simple paths, or anything in between. I, for one, am really bad at designing and have almost no talent when it comes to that, so in games like Animal Crossing, I always got very stressed about the design aspects. But playing this, one, I didn't feel any stress to design something mind-blowing, and two, even making a simple cozy cottage, I felt proud of myself because it looked amazing in the end. And with that, I want to talk about the visuals of the game. Visually, Tiny Glade is nothing short of stunning. The art style is soft, with a hand-drawn quality that enhances the game's cozy, magical feel. The color palette is pastel, with warm, earthy tones that make the world feel welcoming and calming. There is a simplicity to the design that works perfectly with the game's relaxing gameplay. Structures pop into place as you draw them, and little details like glowing lights, blooming flowers, and changing weather make the world feel alive. As you build, the landscape reacts to you in little ways like the grass bending or the shadows shifting. Every aspect of these visuals truly feels so masterfully crafted to maximize the calming, cozy aesthetic. Now, one of the most important aspects of a cozy game, the sound design. No cozy game is complete without the right soundtrack, and Tiny Glade does everything right in terms of sound design. The soundtrack took all my stress away and filled me with happiness, and the sound effects are equally relaxing. Whether it's the gentle rustle of leaves or the quiet chime of a newly placed structure, every sound feels designed to enhance the cozy atmosphere. It's the most ASMR sound design I've ever heard in any game. As you can definitely tell from my review so far, while there's lots and lots to love about Tiny Glade, it's important to note that it's still very new and so it's somewhat limited in terms of content. Right now, the game doesn't have a lot of variety in the types of structures you can build, and some players might find themselves wanting more after a few hours of play. That said, I believe the game will constantly evolve and more exciting features will probably get added in the future, like new types of structures and more interactive things. Another thing I want to mention is the lack of any long-term goals or progression systems. While for me, the absence of objectives is literally the game's main charm, I understand other players may find themselves wishing for a bit more structure. This is especially true for gamers who are used to more complex building sims that offer challenges and progression systems. If you're a fan of cozy games like Animal Crossing, Stardew Valley, or Townscaper, Tiny Glade will feel like a natural addition to your library. This game is also a great choice for players who enjoy experimenting with design and architecture but don't want to deal with pressure of resource management. However, if you're looking for a game with more structured gameplay or long-term objectives, Tiny Glade might not be for you. It's a game that's all about relaxation, creativity, and simple joys, and it's best enjoyed when you're in the cozy mood. Before I end this review, I wanna say I'm so happy to see relaxing, cozy games like this finally getting the attention they deserve, even beyond the usual cozy gamer community. And I think a game like Tiny Glade, where you can design medieval builds, has the potential to resonate with a broad audience. The ability to create beautiful, calming structures can introduce new players to the cozy game genre, showing them that games don't always have to be about action or competition. This kind of creative freedom appeals to gamers who enjoy art, designing, and relaxation, expanding the appeal of cozy games beyond the usual niche community. So, in a way, I think Tiny Glade opens the door for more people to experience the joy of slow, thoughtful games. And with that, this video comes to an end. I hope I was able to help you make a decision if you were on the verge of buying it or not. Hope you enjoyed this review, and if you did, please consider subscribing, and I'll see you in the next one.